Tancred was a Norman leader of the First Crusade who later became Prince of Galilee and Regent of the Principality of Antioch. Tancred had a great-grandfather with the same name, Tancred of Hauteville. Since both Tancreds were from the House of Hauteville, they may be confused. Early life. Tancred was a son of Emma of Hauteville and Odo the Good Marquis. His maternal grandparents were Robert Guiscard and Guiscard's first wife Albareda of Buon-Albergo. Emma was also a sister of Bohemond of Taranto. First Crusade. In 1096, Tancred joined his maternal uncle Bohemond on the First Crusade, and the two made their way to Constantinople. There, he was pressured to swear an oath to Byzantine Emperor Alexius I Comnenus, promising to give back any conquered land to the Byzantine Empire. Although the other leaders did not intend to keep their oaths, Tancred refused to swear the oath altogether. He participated in the siege of Nicaea in 1097, but the city was taken by Alexius' army after secret negotiations with the Seljuk Turks. Because of this, Tancred was very distrustful of the Byzantines. Later in 1097, he captured Tarsus and other cities in Cilicia and assisted in the siege of Antioch in 1098. In 1099, during the assault on Jerusalem, Tancred, along with Gaston Iber Bearn, claimed to have been the first crusader to enter the city on July 15. However, the first crusader to enter Jerusalem was Ludolf of Tournai, and he was followed by his brother Engelbert. When the city fell, Tancred gave his banner to a group of the citizens who had fled to the roof of the Temple of Solomon. This should have assured their safety, but they were massacred, along with many others, during the sack of the city. The author of the Gesta Francorum records that, when Tancred realized this, he was greatly angered. When the Kingdom of Jerusalem was established, Tancred became Prince of Galilee, Regent of Antioch. In 1100, Tancred became regent of Antioch when Bohemond was taken prisoner by the Danishmends at the Battle of Melitna. He expanded the territory of the Latin Principality by capturing land from the Byzantines, although, over the next decade, Alexius attempted, unsuccessfully, to bring him under Byzantine control. In 1104, he also took control of the county of Edessa when Baldwin II was taken captive after the Battle of Harran. After Baldwin's release in late 1108, he had to fight Tancred to regain control of the county. Tancred was eventually defeated and returned to Antioch. After Harran, Bohemond returned to Europe to recruit more crusaders, again leaving his nephew as regent in Antioch. Tancred's victory over Radwin of Aleppo at the Battle of Arta in 1105 allowed the Latin Principality to recover some its territories east of the Orontes River. In 1108, Tancred refused to honor the Treaty of Devil, in which Bohemond swore an oath of fealty to Alexius, and for decades afterwards Antioch remained independent of the Byzantine Empire. In 1110, he brought Crackdes Chevaliers under his control, which would later become an important castle in the county of Tripoli. Tancred remained regent in Antioch in the name of Bohemond II until his death in 1112 during a typhoid epidemic. He had married Cecile of France, but died childless. The Gesta Tancredi is a biography of Tancred written in Latin by Ralph of Caen, a Norman who joined the First Crusade and served under Tancred and Bohemond. An English translation was co-published in 2005 by Bernard S. Batrach and David S. Batrach. Tancred in fiction. Tancred appears as a character in Torquato Tasso's 16th-century poem Jerusalem Delivered, in which he is portrayed as an epic hero and given a fictional love interest, the pagan warrior maiden Clorinda. He is also loved by the Princess Erminia of Antioch. Portions of Tasso's verses were set by Claudio Monteverdi in his 1624 dramatic work Il combattimento di Tancredi e Clorinda. He also appears in one of the scenes in Imre Madic's The Tragedy of Man. He also appears as a character in Tom Harper's Siege of Heaven, and is depicted as a violent psychopath. His portrayal is similar, although slightly more humorous, in Alfred Duggan's novel Count Beaumont. Tancred also appears as one of the Crusade leaders in Sir Walter Scott's novel, Count Robert of Paris, who returned to Constantinople from Scutari to ensure a fair contest between Count Robert and his challenger. The novel Tancred, or The New Crusade by Benjamin Disraeli, centers around the adventures of an imagined modern descendant and namesake of the Prince of Galilee. Rossini's opera Tancredi is based on Tasso, via Voltaire's play Tancred of 1759.